Yeah, 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 ay. I'm part of the next generation. Yeah, ay. We the next generation. Told my family that we gotta be patient. We are on when you flipping your station. We the next generation. We the next generation. Told my family that we gotta be patient. We are on when you flipping your station. We the next generation. Put all them tips in the masons. I represent for my nation. Free Kodak cause he a true Haitian. This empress wanna have relations. We going there on vacation. I'm trying to get education. Too easy, I give dedication. She nice, but she very impatient. Wrong structure, get back to the basics. With this art, I can make a creation. Man, this kush got her up in the matrix. You know we the new generation. She smoking kush in the tropics. My people are always the topic. Everything that you see electronic. And these empresses look so exotic. Orisha's all up in my noggin. Trying to run her they cash like I'm jogging. And the Tesla, it move like it's Sonic. AMP, she smoking on chronic. The kush gave her super bionics. The kush gave her super bionics, yeah. Ay. We the next generation.
All right, Danny. Who's that? Danny, the true historian?
Peace.
Peace. What's up, brother? You got a question?
We spoke about Africa and these things, right? There's a couple questions I'd like some clarity on. One, as far as Africans being here, how do we explain people named Simon Congo and Paulo Angola in New York? And since you said this thing about New York, yes, it was called New Amsterdam at the time. How do we explain that?
The Portuguese, you know that, brother Danny. Stop playing.
Right, but they didn't. The Portuguese didn't name them. They named themselves. Okay, so
yes, after the Portuguese, what was Anthony Johnson's Portuguese name?
No, I'm not talking about Anthony Johnson. I asked you about Simon Congo and Paulo Angola, who were residents of New Amsterdam.
But you know, Angola's Portuguese, though. You know that, right?
Okay, but where is it located? Is it located in Portugal? Okay, so the next question I have is regarding Africans calling themselves African or not. Alexa, I know you're looking up stuff right there. What was the Free African Society?
I'm not all that familiar with that.
No, I'm not. It's not like a quiz show. You can look it up and see.
Oh, you want me to look it up? Okay.
Yes.
I'll look it up.
It was when they started miseducating our people in the Harlem Book Club.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, no, no.
See, Harlem Book Club is 2 centuries later. Let's slow down and let's walk through this. So
the Free African Society of Pennsylvania.
Sure. Yes.
After
when was that created?
Oh, hold on. The Free African Society, founded in 1787.
Okay, hold on, brother. Let's walk through this. So it was founded in 1787, and who was it founded by?
Richard Allen and Absalom Jones.
Okay, so those are 2 black men who, in 1787, founded an organization and named it the Free African Society. Right? That's one. That's way before any 1900s, and that's black folks naming an organization themselves. That's one. Number 2, what was the African Methodist Episcopal Church?
Say that again.
And when was that founded?
What was that? Say that again, brother.
The AME Church, or the African Methodist Episcopal Church.
Yeah, that's here in Philly.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of these things are.
Yeah, that was. I think those are, but those are actual Ethiopians from Ethiopia that influenced that. Okay, I know that for a fact.
Ha ha ha! Okay, you don't know it for a fact because who founded the African Methodist Episcopal Church was in fact Richard Allen, the same person who founded the Free African Society.
Got him!
Okay, they didn't come in contact with some Ethiopian
Okay, you can say that as well, but
they were taught by some Ethiopian
Brother Lex, they wouldn't be taught by that. What you want to go to is I'll help you out. If you want to say this as far as the church, you want to look at the Abyssinia Church in New York. Now, those were the Ethiopian sailors who came here and tried to establish that. Not the African Methodist Episcopal Church, because Methodism does not exist in Ethiopia.
Okay.
How?
Okay. So if you to go there, you have some validity what you're saying, but you want to look at the origins of the Abyssinia Church in New York to see Ethiopian involvement in that. You're not going to find it with Methodism. So Solomon, you are in Philadelphia, right there off of South Street. You have the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and in front of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, you will notice there's a sign for the AME Church as well as the Free African Society. Both founded way before the 1900s, both founded by black men who call themselves men of the African race.
That boy is good.
How do we explain that?
I can explain that.
And the Methodist Church pays tribute to who? Whitey Ford's Methodist Church.
Okay,
they still give their tithes.
Answering the question.
But they still give their tithes to the European church.
Okay,
Danny, you know that. So you have to look at the connection.
Nigga, you got to be crazy.
Stop, man, with this. Can you explain the Free African Society? I'll throw it out because you guys don't want to like the church and the Methodists and all that conspiracy. Then let's explain the Free African Society and these same men establishing that. Why did they name it the Free African Society?
All right, can I answer that?
Sure.
Somebody was going to answer it. Go ahead, Dane. Let Dane answer it. He says he can.
We got to go further back than that. So you talking about different denominations of the Christian society.
Huh?
I'm not talking
about
wait.
Let him answer, brother.
Okay,
let me answer you.
Go ahead.
You're talking about different denominations of the Christian society in which all of them were founded up under the Society for Propagating the Gospel in Foreign Parts.
Okay, by Elias Neal. Wrong guy. I understand the history.
Church of England. So what are you talking about? Even though they slapped the name African on the donkey,
I'm going to explain it to you now. What you're talking about is something totally different. Elias Neal.
How am I talking about?
Hold on, and I will explain.
1701.
Hold on and slow down. What we're talking about is establishing churches under the Society for the Propagation of the Gospel in Foreign Parts. The lame person was Elias Neal, E-L-I-A-S.
And Thomas Bray. Okay,
right.
Keep going.
Okay, so slow down then. What you want to hear is hear the question. I said let's take the church out of the equation because you guys don't want to deal with that, and it's going to be a whole bunch of subterfuge. I asked you to focus on the Free African Society.
What about it?
Why did those black men call it the Free African Society if they did not know that they were African?
They were told to do that.
Hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, no, no.
There was no. Was it a religion in Africa?
No.
Prior to the colonization?
Religious organization.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
It's not a religious.
Absolutely not.
It's not a religious organization.
Yes, it is. That's a huge religious. Are you kidding?
Absolutely.
United
Free
Society
African
partners
Society
in the
is,
gospel,
hold on,
brother.
Dane. Hold on, Dane.
The Society for Propagating the
African
Gospel in Foreign Parts. What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the Free African, not
It's a
Society
religious
for Propagation of the
organization from the
It's not.
Society
Okay.
for Propagating
Listen,
the Gospel in Foreign Parts.
Hold on.
1701.
Hold on, brother. Now,
Hold on. Let him. Hey, Dane. Let him say his thing, and then let's come back so we can
yes,
get.
Please. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let me show you this. The Free African Society was a mutual relief organization that started for black people. It, in fact, had no religious affiliation because so many people was of different denominations.
They were 501c3.
In 1787, in 1787,
501c3. 1776 is when the United States Incorporated started.
Okay, so look,
incorporated, brother.
You see, Lex, can I just finish what I'm going to say?
1776, U.S. incorporated.
I'm trying to give you something.
Okay? Let him finish, Dane, and then we can clean it up.
So my point is, in 1787, when these men who chose on their own to not found an organization based on religion, named it the Free African Society, why did they do such? It had nothing to do with the establishment of religion. It was a mutual aid and benefit society for the free blacks in Philadelphia. Do you understand that?
To Danny, the FAS was founded in the spring of 1787 in Philadelphia, shortly before the Constitutional Convention was held in the city. Richard Allen, a Methodist preacher, and Absalom Jones rejected the second-class status blacks were forced into at their white-dominated Methodist church. As their numbers had increased, the church congregation had built a gallery where it asked them to sit separately from the white congregation. The men and their supporters wanted to create an independent group.
So, hold on, Lex, I know the story. You gotta read it. I was explaining to you. You tell me if I'm inconsistent or wrong. That is a fact. But then you have to account for the fact that this man named Cyrus Bustill was one of the founders of WELL, and he was a Quaker. And then what I would do, I'm not at home right now, but then I can present to you the Constitution or the records for the Free African Society, which in fact explains to you in their own words the history and why they did it. Because it was so much contention. Contention is this. Richard Allen was a Methodist, right? Absalom Jones was under the Anglican Church. He founds the African Church later. They did not agree on what they wanted to do as far as religion because Cyrus Bustill was a black Quaker. Absalom Jones was an Episcopal minister. And like you just read, Richard Allen was under Methodism. So they decided they still wanted to help their black people in Philadelphia. Why? Because they were suffering, just like you said. So they threw religion, as far as having a religious society, out of the window and established what are called mutual aid and benefit societies.
The reason why that's wrong is because
hold on, let him respond and let him respond. Let him respond.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Danny just refuted when he said McIntosh told us we was African. So Danny just put that, he just destroyed that. We've been saying we've been Africans for 200 years now. It wasn't because of McIntosh and Andrew Jackson.
Because an African said that he was African?
All right, hold on. This is what I was trying to pull up.
That doesn't make sense.
Because my computer was froze, right? Since I was bringing up all of the mutual aid societies, but since he brought that on my screen, is their constitution written by them.
Can you read the first lines?
It says, whereas Absalom Jones and Richard Allen, two men of the African race.
Stop. What did they wrote that themselves. Can you read that again and I won't interrupt you?
Whereas Absalom Jones and Richard Allen, two men of the African
What was this written again? I'm sorry. What was this article written? I'm sorry.
No, it's not the article.
No. What was the article that you're reading?
There's something wrong with you, boy. You got a problem. You got a problem.
It's not an article. Listen, hold on. Slow down, brother. This is their constitution of their free Africans. This is not an article. This is the historical document. It's not an article. The sources is here.
Where is it located?
Where is what located?
It's actually Solomon. It's located. You could probably find an original copy right down in the library company, right down Philly, which is right next to the Philadelphia Historical Society. That's where they're probably located. Okay?
Where are you reading it from?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
I am reading it right here.
This don't make.
Hold on, bro.
Okay, so if we pull up some native stuff, what does that
mean? Let's get.
They got Chinese societies too.
everybody, please let Alan read this article, please.
Hey Lex, what it's gonna do is what you just mentioned about the religious stuff is gonna address what I just said in this.
Okay. Whereas Absalom Jones and Richard Allen, 2 men of the African race, who were for their religious life and conversation, have obtained a good report among men. These persons form to the love of the people of their complexion, whom they beheld with sorrow because of their irreligious and uncivilized state, often commune together upon this painful and important subject in order to form some kind of religious society. But there being too few to be found under the like concern, and those who were different in their religious sentiments, with these circumstances, they labored for some time, till it was proposed, after a serious communication of sentiments, that a society should be formed without regard to religious tenets.
Say it again. With what?
Without regard to religious tenets. Provided the persons lived an orderly and sober life in order to support one another in sickness and for the benefit of their widows and fatherless children.
Okay, so they were unorthodox.
No.
Nigga, you got to be crazy.
No, they had a religion. Like I said, they were preachers. They had religion.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, they had religion.
Hold
and
on, brother.
Corporation was a 501c3.
It was not a 501c3. It's not created. Just stop with that, brother. Come on.
What's the point?
Not.
What is the point? That's
okay, great question. The point is, you guys are saying that nobody called themselves African at this point. You guys are saying that people.
Dude, that's a new article. That's not an original document. That was written by some white people. No.
This guy is fucking stupid.
No, I'm not gonna let y'all talk over. Listen, you read what you said, so let's respond to it. That's a new fucking article.
No, it's not, man. Could you just look at this?
No, it's bullshit. Hey, that dude didn't call himself a goddamn African. I can bet you that.
Look at my screen.
That's a goddamn lie. How about that?
I know it.
Look at my screen.
You niggas all the time with this African shit.
Hold on, Lex.
What makes you ashamed of being black?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Let me
talk to Lex.
Hold on, Lex. While we have this confusion, can you also look up the African Society for Mutual Relief?
It's right here.
Another name with
It's on my screen. Hold on. Everybody look at what he put.
Hey, is Lucia African too, brother? Is Lucia African?
We're not talking about Lucia.
Is Naya African?
Why are y'all cutting us off? If you ask for
hold on, y'all. Let him get it out. Listen, hold up, y'all. Let me tell you something. Let him get it out because honestly, this doesn't.
What's going on? That society is called African, not the people.
Like the Seminoles, Navajo, Kickapoo, like those Indians. I'm an Indian too.
Hey, rerun. You see Dwayne?
Not today. Oh, here he come.
How?
The nail in the coffin!